What is good, family? I'm back with another little video for you guys. What was I gonna say? So right now it's about 11:19, so I'm starting work a little bit late today. But yesterday I got some time. I recorded a haircut tutorial for you guys. It's a low wave cut, about 1.5, with the taper. It's a pretty popular haircut in the barbershop. So I was like, let me record it, put it out there for you guys because I've been slacking on the video side. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's get it.
Coming from the next lane.
My guy's out here spinning on him. Might have to start waving. It's like, nah, it won't even look right. But with a wave cut, you always want to start off by combing the hair out. Just because, you know, a waver is constantly brushing, so the hair is flat against their scalp. So when you comb through it, it elevates the hair off the scalp and it allows for a lot more even cut. And then again, with the wave cut, you always want to start in the crown area so you can keep the direction of their wave pattern and not leave any patches. So right here, this is a 1.5, which is a 1 open on my Andis Masters, and I'm just going with the grain, you know, taking down the hair. And his waves, man, they're in there. He got some really nice waves. And now I'm just brushing the hair back down, getting it laid real nice, get the waves popping. So we're gonna start with the neck taper, and I'm just gonna start off by making my first guideline with my cordless T outliners. I'm gonna bottom out. And then the shaver just, you know, gets it really close. And then for my second guideline, I'm gonna do my clipper all the way open. And I'm going about, that's definitely not an inch, that's about 1/2 inch. You know, making that first guideline, or second guideline, my bad. And then to get rid of it, I'm just going to start off closed and then work my way to the open. So by the time I get to the top of that second guideline, that line in between should be gone. And here you can get a good look at what I mean by opening the lever the higher I get up. So if you look at my finger, it's just opening it more and more as I get to the top. And then if I see any, you know, spots that need to be detailed, I go ahead and do that. But after that step I just did, I actually did a 1 open to blend into the 1.5 that I did with the grain. And I didn't record that part, unfortunately. It stopped for some reason. So I did the 1 open after that open. And then after that, you know, I grabbed my half guard, and there should be that last line left. And I'll go ahead and I'll work at it. And then there's going to be more detailing after I get through my steps. Because for me personally, as I explained in my other videos, I like to get through my steps as quickly as possible, and then after I get through my steps, I'll go back and I'll detail it, and that's what really sets the haircut apart. So right here is where I'm going back and detailing. This is my 1 open, you know, attacking those dark spots, lining it up, and making that blend just look consistent throughout the entire, you know, neck portion of the taper. And here you can see it really starting to come together. So this is my 1.5. Detailing it a little bit more. Then I'm going with the grain, you know, just to lay the hairs down, to have a lot nicer blend. And then for the taper, you know, in that temple area, this is my, you know, my cordless T outliner. I'm bottoming them out, making that first guideline. And this is my clipper all the way open, making that second guideline. And then I'll close it and open it gradually as I get to the top of that. Really, man, this taper is so simple. Once you get the steps down, the rest is just, you know, just doing it over and over, and then eventually it's just like second nature. And then I grab that 1 open and I'll make that next guideline, keeping that same round shape because I want to keep that that C cup, that arch dark for when I do line it up. And then I'll start blending down. So this is my 2 open. And then I'm going with the grain with my 1.5. And then I'm blending from the 1 open to that 2 that I just did with the 1.5 open, which brings that together. And then here I got my half to get rid of that last line. And there you go. That's how I got through my steps as quickly as possible. And then from here, again, I'll go back in detail. And then that taper is gonna come together super nice. It's my 1 open, you know, going back, using the corners to get in those, you know, tight spots to lighten up those dark areas. And for the opposite side, we're gonna follow that same process, that same system. So for young barbers and people, you know, coming up or wanting to elevate their level in this, you know, in barbering, find a system that works for you and perfect it, and then move on from there. Because once you have that system and it becomes second nature, you can go ahead and move on and try different things to see what works better for you. But once you get a system and you master it, I mean, like, it's the game is yours, you know what I mean? So here, this is my 1 open. You know, just following that same process. It does help that my client has some really good hair. You know, it's nice and full, it's thick. His waves are smacking. And this lineup, when we get to that point, you're gonna see like how perfect his lineup is. Like, he has the perfect size forehead. It's crazy. But here, I'm going back and detailing using the corner of my blade all the way open. And then I'm moving on to lining up the neck. And this is where the neck taper like really pops. So I always start at the top of the ear to make sure, you know, I don't take that too high. And to also get that nice round shape around the ear there. And then I'll move on towards the back of the neck and connect it in between. And as you can see, man, that taper really pops when you line that part up. The line on there, you can really see, you know, what needs to be detailed in the taper. So I'm gonna go back, you know, detail that taper more. And don't ever rush a haircut. If you see something that needs to be cleaned up, go ahead and do that, because that's what's gonna separate you from other barbers in this industry and really make your work stand out. And the client will appreciate that. They'll notice stuff like that. And then for the C cup, you know, I started at the top, you know, where the box meets the corner, and then I'll start at the bottom, and then I'll connect them in between. And then from there, you should have a really nice round shape, and then you just detail that with the razor and with the clipper. And right here, this is what I was talking about with this hairline. Like, literally, his hairline is perfect. So I just start in the middle and then move, you know, to the corners, making sure I'm keeping that line, you know, as straight as possible and also as natural as possible, because nobody wants a pushback hairline. And the reason I started off by lining up the arches first is because once you get the arches symmetrical, to make the hairline, you know, real nice and straight and boxy becomes way easier, because that's literally the only portion of the hairline that you have to worry about. So I'm moving on to the opposite side of the hairline, keeping it as natural as possible, but also making it as straight as possible. Ooh, that boy crispy. And then, you know, after I put the line on there, I'm gonna go back and detail that portion of the taper. And, you know, it's really gonna come together. This is what separates your haircut from what the other barber could do to him. You know what I mean? And this is where that pressure is applied with that razor. So with the razor, you always want to stretch the skin. So I'm stretching the skin, and you know, just detailing that hairline with the razor, getting rid of all those little extra hairs that don't need to be there. And this just takes the haircut to another level. And for this specific haircut, like, I didn't feel the need for enhancements, even though I love using them. This haircut, I kept it natural, and I think it came out super dope. So, you know, I'm stretching the skin, taking that hairline to another level. And then here, I'm just getting all the loose hairs, taking the waves to another level. But yeah, this is the cut, y'all. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'm going to do my best to get that out there. But I appreciate you guys viewing and watching. It's all love. God bless. Catch y'all next time.